California homeowners, brace yourselves. 2026 is about to hit your wallet harder than any year in recent memory. Property taxes across the state are surging, not by small amounts. We're talking 5%, 6%, even 7% increases in some cities. And if you think Prop 13 protects you, think again. New ballot measures, parcel taxes, and reassessments are finding ways around those limits. From San Diego County suburbs seeing assessed values jump over 6% to San Francisco adding hundreds of dollars in new parcel taxes, the trend is clear. Local governments are desperate for revenue, and homeowners are the target. Los Angeles already passed a mansion tax that's reshaping the luxury market. Berkeley is battling over measures that could cost cities tens of millions of dollars. And statewide, the median home price is climbing to $905,000, which means property tax bills are rising everywhere. In this breakdown, we're exposing the California cities facing the steepest property tax increases in 2026. Real numbers, real impact, real costs that could change whether you can afford to stay in your home. If you own property in California or you're thinking about buying, you need to see this. Hit subscribe to Discover Cities for housing market truths that protect your future. Let's dive in.
Before we count down the hardest hit cities, you need to understand what's driving these increases across California. Prop 13, passed in 1978, caps annual property tax increases at 2% for existing owners. But here's the catch. When a property sells or transfers, it gets reassessed at current market value. And in 2026, that's a massive problem. The California Association of Realtors projects a 3.6% increase in the median home price statewide, pushing it to $905,000. They're forecasting around 274,400 home sales next year. Every single one of those buyers faces full reassessment, meaning their property tax bill jumps to reflect today's inflated prices. So even if your city's tax rate stays the same, your bill goes up because assessed values climbed. For cities with rising home prices, that means automatic revenue increases without voter approval. But it gets worse. Cities are layering on new parcel taxes, transfer taxes, and special assessments to fund transit, housing, and services. These aren't capped by Prop 13. They're direct add-ons hitting every property owner. The result? Property tax bills climbing faster than wages, faster than inflation, and faster than most families can handle. Number 9. Imperial Beach. Imperial Beach sits at California's southern border, known for its surf culture and laid-back vibe. But in 2026, homeowners here are getting slammed with a 5.82% increase in assessed property values. That might not sound extreme compared to what's coming, but let's put it in real terms. If your home was assessed at $600,000 last year, you're now looking at an assessed value of roughly $635,000. Under California's 1% base property tax rate, that's an extra $350 annually, or about $29 per month. For a city where median household income hovers around $65,000, that's not pocket change. And this isn't a one-time jump. Assessed values have been climbing year after year, compounding the burden on families already stretched thin by California's cost of living. Imperial Beach also faces unique challenges. The city deals with ongoing sewage pollution from Tijuana River, crumbling infrastructure, and coastal erosion threatening property values long-term. Yet property taxes keep rising while services struggle to keep pace. Homeowners here are caught in a squeeze. Pay more in taxes for a property that's losing appeal, or sell and try to find something affordable elsewhere, which doesn't exist. Imperial Beach might be number 9, but for locals, it's feeling like number 1.
Number 8. Encinitas. Encinitas, the coastal gem of North County, San Diego. Surf shops, yoga studios, million-dollar ocean views. And now, a 5.83% increase in assessed property values hitting homeowners in 2026.
For a city where the median home price sits around $1.3 million, that 5.83% jump means serious money. If your home was assessed at $1.3 million, you're now looking at an assessed value of roughly $1.38 million. That's an extra $800 annually in property taxes, or about $67 per month. But here's the reality. Most people buying an Encinitas aren't worried about an extra $67 monthly. The problem is what this signals. Assessed values climbing nearly 6% annually means long-term residents on fixed incomes are getting priced out of the community they built. Encinitas has already seen a wave of older homeowners selling because they can't afford the tax burden anymore. And when they sell, new buyers get reassessed at current market value, locking in even higher tax bills that fund a city where services and infrastructure aren't improving at the same rate. Coastal living comes with a premium, but in 2026, that premium is turning into a penalty for anyone trying to stay.
Number 7. Lemon Grove. Lemon Grove, a small working-class city in San Diego County, is facing a 6.26% increase in assessed property values. And for a community where affordability was supposed to be the selling point, that's a devastating blow. The median home price in Lemon Grove sits around $650,000. A 6.26% assessed value increase means homeowners are looking at roughly $40,000 more in assessed value. That translates to about $400 extra in annual property taxes, or $33 per month. For families earning the area's median income of around $60,000, that's real money. Money that could go toward groceries, childcare, or emergency savings. Instead, it's vanishing into property taxes, while city services remain strained. Lemon Grove doesn't have the amenities of coastal cities. No beach access, limited shopping, older infrastructure, yet homeowners here are getting hit with tax increases that rival wealthier areas. And here's the kicker. Many residents moved to Lemon Grove specifically because it was one of the last affordable options in San Diego County. Now, even that's slipping away as property taxes climb faster than wages ever will. Lemon Grove might be small, but the financial pain hitting families here is anything but.
Number 6. El Cajon. El Cajon, sitting in the heart of East County, San Diego, is facing a 6.40% increase in assessed property values in 2026. For a city that's always been the affordable alternative to coastal San Diego, that's a brutal hit. The median home price in El Cajon hovers around $700,000. A 6.40% assessed value increase means roughly $45,000 added to your assessed value. That's an extra $450 in annual property taxes, or about $37 per month. Doesn't sound like much? Tell that to families where median household income barely crosses $60,000. That's money disappearing into taxes while El Cajon's infrastructure ages, schools struggle, and traffic worsens. El Cajon has long been the landing spot for working families, military personnel, and immigrants building their first stake in home ownership. But rising property taxes are making that dream unsustainable. Long-term residents are being squeezed out, not by choice, but by costs they can't control. And here's the reality. El Cajon doesn't offer the lifestyle of La Jolla or the job market of downtown San Diego. It's supposed to be where you go to afford life. But in 2026, even that equation is breaking. El Cajon homeowners are paying more and getting less.
Number 5. Chula Vista. Chula Vista, San Diego County's second largest city, is getting hammered with a 6.52% increase in assessed property values. For a city of over 275,000 residents, that's hundreds of millions in new tax revenue extracted from homeowners. The median home price in Chula Vista sits around $750,000. A 6.52% assessed value increase means roughly $49,000 added to your home's assessed value. That translates to an extra $490 annually in property taxes, or about $41 per month. Multiply that across tens of thousands of homeowners, and you see why the city loves this. But for families already stretched by California's cost of living, it's another financial blow they can't absorb. Chula Vista has been a magnet for first-time buyers and young families seeking affordability within San Diego County. But with property taxes climbing over 6% annually, that affordability is vanishing. Long commutes, rising costs, and stagnant wages are turning the dream into a trap. And the services? Traffic is worse, schools are overcrowded, infrastructure is aging. Homeowners are paying more but seeing less return on those tax dollars. Chula Vista is still growing, but in 2026, it's growing more expensive faster than most residents can handle.
Number 4. Poway. Poway, the self-proclaimed city in the country, is facing the steepest assessed value increase in San Diego County at 6.72%. For a suburban community built on family-friendly living and good schools, that's a financial gut punch. The median home price in Poway sits around $950,000. A 6.72% assessed value increase means roughly $64,000 added to your assessed value. That's an extra $640 annually in property taxes, or about $53 per month. Poway attracts families willing to pay a premium for top-rated schools and a quiet lifestyle, but rising property taxes are making that premium unsustainable. Families who bought 5 years ago are watching their tax bills climb year after year while wages stay flat. And here's what drives these massive increases. Poway is seeing strong demand from buyers fleeing coastal cities and looking for space. Every home that sells gets reassessed at current market value, pushing the entire area's assessed values higher. It's a cycle that feeds itself. The result? Long-term residents are getting priced out. Retirees on fixed incomes can't keep up, and new buyers are locking themselves into tax bills that will only grow steeper. Poway still has great schools, but in 2026, it's becoming unaffordable even for the wealthy.
Number 3. Berkeley and similar cities across California. Berkeley isn't just dealing with rising assessed values. The city is staring down a potential $33 to $63 million revenue loss if upcoming ballot measures limiting property tax increases actually pass. And cities don't take revenue cuts quietly. Local governments across California are preparing to add or increase taxes to fund services. New parcel taxes, special assessments, bonds that homeowners will pay off for decades. If these measures pass in 2026, property tax bills in Berkeley and dozens of other cities could jump hundreds or even thousands of dollars annually. Berkeley homeowners already pay some of the highest property taxes in the state. Add new local measures on top of rising assessed values, and you're looking at a compounding crisis. A typical Berkeley homeowner could see an additional $500 to $800 annually just from new parcel taxes alone. And it's not just Berkeley. Cities across California are watching their budgets crumble and turning to homeowners as the solution. Every local ballot measure that passes means another line item on your property tax bill. The political battles happening now will determine whether 2026 becomes the year California homeowners finally break under the tax burden.
Number 2. San Francisco. San Francisco's mayor is pushing a parcel tax ballot initiative for November 2026 to fund the city's struggling muni transit system. If it passes, homeowners will pay an additional $99 to $325 per parcel annually. And in a city where property costs already crush residents, that's another financial hit most can't afford. Let's be clear, San Francisco homeowners already face some of the highest property taxes in America. The median home price sits at $1.45 million. Annual property taxes on that home run around $14,500 before any parcel taxes. Now add $325 more per year just to keep buses running. But here's the deeper problem. Muni is failing because ridership collapsed after the pandemic.
Fewer riders means less fare revenue, and instead of fixing the system or cutting costs, the city wants homeowners to cover the gap. San Francisco has lost over 65,000 residents since 2020. People are leaving because the cost of living is unsustainable. Adding more property taxes accelerates that exodus, shrinking the tax base further and creating a death spiral. Homeowners in San Francisco aren't just paying more, they're funding a city that's actively pushing them out.
Number 1, Los Angeles. Los Angeles takes the top spot, and it's not even close. The city already passed Measure ULA, the so-called mansion tax, which slapped massive transfer taxes on properties selling above $5 million. And now there's political momentum building for even more city-level taxes and limits. Measure ULA increased transfer taxes to 4% on properties between $5 and $10 million, and 5.5% on anything above $10 million. That's generated hundreds of millions for city housing programs, but it's absolutely destroyed the luxury housing market. Sales have plummeted, building permits are down, developers are fleeing. But here's where it gets worse. LA politicians see that revenue and want more. There's talk of expanding transfer taxes to lower price points, adding new parcel taxes, and layering on fees that would hit homeowners across all price ranges, not just luxury properties. For current homeowners, this means uncertainty. For buyers, it means getting hit with reassessments at inflated values plus new taxes that didn't exist when you started looking. And for the market overall, it means instability that's driving investment and development out of the city entirely. Los Angeles set the standard for aggressive property taxation, and other California cities are watching closely.
So there you have it. The California cities facing the steepest property tax increases in 2026. From Poway's 6.72% assessed value jump to Los Angeles's aggressive new taxes, the message is clear. Homeowners are the target, and local governments are coming for your wallet. But this isn't just about these cities. This is a statewide trend. Rising home prices mean rising assessed values. New ballot measures mean new taxes. And Prop 13's protections are being chipped away, one parcel tax at a time. So what should you do? If you're a current homeowner, understand your tax bill. Check your assessed value. Know what ballot measures are coming, and vote accordingly, because these increases won't stop unless voters push back. If you're thinking about buying, factor in the real cost of ownership. Don't just look at the mortgage. Add property taxes, projected increases, and potential new parcel taxes. Run the numbers honestly, because what you can afford today might crush you in 3 years. California homeownership is becoming unsustainable for middle-class families. The only way to protect yourself is to stay informed. Subscribe to Discover Cities right now for more housing market breakdowns that save you money and expose the truth.